The year was 1962. The world watched in fear as the United States and the Soviet Union stood on the brink of nuclear war. This dangerous standoff was the Cuban Missile Crisis. It lasted 13 tense days in October. The crisis began when the United States discovered that the Soviet Union was building missile sites in Cuba. These missiles could reach the United States. This discovery terrified the American people. President John F. Kennedy saw the missiles as a serious threat. He demanded that Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev remove them. Kennedy also ordered a naval blockade of Cuba. This meant American ships would stop Soviet ships from bringing more missiles to the island. The world held its breath. Would this conflict escalate into a full-blown nuclear war? Why did the Soviet Union place missiles in Cuba in the first place? The answer lies in the Cold War. This was a period of intense rivalry and mistrust between the United States and the Soviet Union. Both superpowers possessed nuclear weapons. Both feared an attack from the other. The Soviet Union saw placing missiles in Cuba as a way to protect its communist ally, Fidel Castro. Cuba was very close to the United States. The Soviets felt that having missiles there would deter another American invasion attempt. The Bay of Pigs invasion in 1961 had made the Soviets concerned about the United States' intentions towards Cuba. Khrushchev's decision to place missiles in Cuba was made in great secrecy. Even his allies in Eastern Europe were left in the dark. This lack of communication caused confusion and resentment among the Soviet bloc countries. They felt sidelined and unimportant in such a crucial decision. Some Eastern European leaders questioned the wisdom of Khrushchev's actions. They worried that it would lead to a dangerous escalation of tensions with the West. However, their concerns were largely ignored by Moscow. The Soviet Union was focused on its own strategic goals in the Caribbean. Fidel Castro, the leader of Cuba, found himself at the center of this global crisis. While he welcomed Soviet aid and support, he was also wary of becoming overly reliant on Moscow. Castro wanted Cuba to be recognized as an independent actor on the world stage. The resolution of the Cuban Missile Crisis left Castro feeling frustrated and betrayed. He felt that Khrushchev had made a deal with Kennedy behind his back. Castro had not been directly involved in the negotiations. This fueled a sense of resentment towards the Soviet Union. Castro worried that Cuba's interests had been sacrificed for the sake of easing tensions between the superpowers.